Outside the realm of Mega Phantasma, Mushroom Ganza, Massive Money Machine, Mario Kart, there are two kart racing games we seem to remember most. Rareware's Diddy Kong Racing was a game so popular that it received a full remake 10 years later for the Nintendo DS. It was tight, abound with content, and imaginative. Crash Team Racing, or CTR, was released 2 years later for the PS1. This game was fast, untamed, and unendingly addicting. Both of these kart racers are legendary, and undoubtedly of the same quality and caliber. The question is, which game is better? Upon their release, Diddy Kong Racing and CTR were criticized for being Mario Kart clones. However, they were acclaimed for succeeding in every way that Mario Kart failed. While this whole kart racing genre was getting to be a pretty tired concept, and Mario Kart games would always rule out the others, I don't think I've ever had as much fun playing a racing game as I had playing vids. Could it be because of the one-player campaign? Yes, both of these games featured a one-player adventure mode, and they both revolved around racing bosses and navigating an overworld hub. Diddy Kong Racing itself was a pretty odd title. It pretty much came out of nowhere. Not only is it filled with a bunch of unheard of characters, all property of Rareware, but it's just Diddy Kong. It's Diddy Kong's game. Where's Donkey Kong? He's not even around. I always just play as Banjo, but where's Kazooie? It's also important to mention that nothing in the game makes any kind of sense. Some evil giant pig from outer space is oh fuck it, I'm not even gonna try. The overworld itself was pretty damn weird. To progress onto different areas with different boss battles waiting at the end, you'd have to collect balloons. Yeah, balloons. In Crash Team Racing, the overworld was a bit more generic. You'd make your way from race to race until you'd collected enough trophies to access the boss. Now, right off the bat, I have to say these games race very differently. In CTR, everything feels loosey-goosey. A satisfying engine that felt both fast-paced and endlessly fun. The controls are more sensitive, and the races feel bouncier and a lot more rapid. Items come and go so fast that it's hard to keep track of them. In Diddy Kong Racing, everything feels a lot more limited. Not necessarily a bad thing, as it presents a different kind of challenge, but I think more people would argue that racing in Crash is just more satisfying. Speaking of challenge, Diddy Kong Racing is a lot harder. Good God, is this a challenging game. Even revisiting it now, I struggle to get through the game, as the races become so frustrating that it could almost be deemed as trial and error. It's that classic kind of challenging, like the trial and error of a Donkey Kong Country barrel stage. Whereas the items in CTR kind of fly by like dust in the wind, the items in Diddy Kong are quite valuable. You'll need to grab them, and use them strategically to get to the finish line. You've got sludge, boosts, weapons, and shields. And the cool thing about these items is that they can be upgraded. Yeah, and I mean in the middle of the race. What you have to do is hold on to your item without using it. If you come along the same type of item and pick it up, your item, whatever it may be, will be upgraded to an even more powerful version of what you held before. While CTR may not have such a detailed dynamic, it's home to a much bigger variety of power-ups. In Crash, you've got the TNT crate, which players have to shake off before it explodes. You've got the lightning ball that chases down whoever's in first place, traps, weapons, and boosts, etc. One thing that really makes this game stand out from Diddy Kong is the fact that you can jump. By pressing R1, you'll cause your kart to bounce, which can really aid you in the race. If you do this strategically, say jump right off the edge of a ramp, you'll be rewarded with a strong boost when you hit the ground. The ability to brake, skid, and boost, a feature that would later appear in Mario Kart sequels, also makes CTR a lot more precocious. Not to mention, this game has a lot more replay value. While in Diddy Kong Racing, you can take on additional challenges, like time trials, silver coin challenges, and racing Taj the Elephant, more on him later. CTR has these features too, and it's the implementation of the classic Crash elements, like collecting relics, that makes these challenges feel more rewarding. Diddy Kong Racing is just freaking hard. I have to admit though, there's a lot more personality to this game. CTR feels kinda generic, a corporate crowd pleaser. But why do I say this? Well, I think what gives Diddy Kong more personality are the weird handful of characters you encounter. There is, of course, Whizpig, the underhandedly out-of-place antagonist. And then there's TT, a walking stopwatch. TT serves as the announcer for the game. He says things like, "Get ready," "Power up," and "I'm TT." It's through him that you access the time trials. What a surprise. And then, of course, there's Taj, an elephant genie. An elephant genie. Taj is one of the most confusing characters to ever be placed in a video game.
Hello, friend. Select your vehicle.
What is with him, and why? Why? There was no questioning something so strange. As children, it was our job to sit back and accept such weirdness. Taj would allow you to choose your vehicle. You could select from 3 different types of machines: a cart, an airplane, or a hovercraft. That's right, 3 different vehicles to race with. This was something Crash didn't have. But the thing is, I never really enjoyed racing with the plane or the hovercraft. Neither of them control very enjoyably. And as with all kart racing games, well, kart racing is where it's at. Also, Aku Aku is 10 times cooler than Taj. Let's hear that sexy mask voice.
Welcome to the Adventure Arena. You can travel around this area and practice your driving skills.
Anyway, there's really only one other thing I can analyze, and that's the boss races. First of all, the bosses in Diddy Kong Racing are fucking assholes. Lying, cheating assholes. They'll start way ahead of you before the light even turns green, and their bodies are so massive that you can't even go near them without getting crushed. Second of all, the bosses in Crash Team Racing seem to have a lot more personality. Most of them are antagonists straight from the classic games, like Ripperoo, a psychotic kangaroo who wears a straitjacket. Most of these bosses throw things behind them or find some irritating way to take advantage of you. As for the rest of them, well, I think we better leave that to the goddamn master.
In order to beat this game 100%, you needed to be a goddamn master.
I have to admit, though, the intimidating size of the Diddy Kong bosses makes them a lot more memorable and fun to race. They provide the drive needed to push through the game, the curiosity of what lies ahead, waiting to be challenged. So, which game do you think falls beneath? For me, it's a really tough choice, because I grew up loving both these games for completely different reasons. My question is, does personable charm rise above satisfying mechanics? It's the question of art over gameplay. And, well, in most cases, I think it certainly does. But these are kart racing games. That's, you know, for kart racing. I think mechanics are pretty much the bare bone of this kind of thing. While the mystery and peculiarity of Diddy Kong Racing will always stick around in our memories, we didn't play these games to delve into funky rareware adventures. We played these games to race, for upbeat, exciting action, and CTR is definitely that game. It's just more fun, more springy, lively, and hectic, and I don't think any kart racing game, in terms of mechanics, has ever matched the quality of this one. It's about replay value. Something Diddy Kong Racing was missing. And while that game was a big enough hit to generate a full remake, I believe replay value, in the end, is what truly determines how well a game ages. Crash Team Racing is a game we'll treasure for years to come, an underrated classic yet to be trumped. And that's why, in my book, Diddy Kong Racing falls beneath CTR. Be sure to give me your opinion. And let me know what kind of games you'd like to see me talk about on here. I don't really take requests, but I listen. Hey, be sure to check out my other 2 shows. You can take a look at more of my things below. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to see new Underneath content every week.